in light of the recent Mpox cases detected here in Rwanda, our colleague Olive Ntete spoke to Dr. Edson Rwagasore, the Division Manager of Public Health Surveillance and Emergency Preparedness and Response at the Rwanda Biomedical Center to gain insight into the country's current situation. During the interview, Dr. Rwagasore provides updates on the Mpox virus and shares the measures being taken to curb its spread in this country. Take a look.
To Health Matters, it's been almost a month and a few days since the first cases of Mpox virus were detected in Rwanda, and today we are going to look at the current situation, how far with the preventive measures that were put in place, and the rest. Today, joining me is Dr. Edson Rwagasore, a Division Manager for Public Health Surveillance and Emergency Preparedness and Response at the Rwanda Biomedical Center. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Olive.
Yes, going straight to our topic today, could you provide an update of the current situation of Mpox virus in Rwanda, considering it's been almost a month and some few days since the first cases were detected?
We've been seeing an increasing spread of Mpox type called grade 1B within the region, and this has been affecting different countries, including Burundi, DRC, Rwanda, Kenya, and also Uganda. So for the last few months, I think so far we have recorded 4 cases in Rwanda, and all cases actually linked to travel history within these countries that have recorded a widespread community transmission. However, despite have recorded and showing that we are containing the spread of Mpox within the country, we need to keep on being vigilant. Yes. And with this, we need to ensure that community are engaged. We need to ensure that we enhance our surveillance, but most importantly, with the school opening, we need to ensure that schools are open safely and we ensure that there's all preventive measures within school settings.
Leading to that you just ended on, what are the measures that have been implemented countrywide to mitigate the spread and impact of the Mpox virus?
Since the beginning of the outbreak in a place called Kamituga, this is the southern part of the DRC, we put in place different measures, including screening of the point of entry, where people coming in the country, we're able to screen them. In addition to that, we have launched a 60-day mission to contain the spread of Mpox in the country. And this is a comprehensive plan which has different strategic interventions, including making sure that community engagement is well done, and also making sure that we do screen, isolate, and test. But at the same time, we also plan to have ring vaccination. So maybe diving deep into how we are doing this, maybe on the community engagement. We are doing community engagement through different media. But most importantly, we have launched some few days ago what's called door-to-door. This is done by the network of community health workers, where this has a dual purpose, where they reach out to every household, educate them, but at the same time screen the family members if there's anyone who has symptoms. On the pillar related to screen and isolate, we have decentralized the capacity to test. And so far, we have more than 3 hospitals that are now testing of the capacity to test Mpox cases. And also, as we move forward, we also want to make sure that we have a plan to initiate ring vaccination. And this will be done especially for the high-risk groups and also contacts of cases.
Still on the preventive measures, you said that you have decentralized measures to engage the community, and the school is about to start, as you said. What are some of the measures that you have put in place so that these kids won't be affected, or they won't contract the Mpox virus?
Schools are very important at this critical juncture, due to the fact that whenever there's an outbreak within schools, there's a high chance or the high risk of community transmission within neighboring areas. And with this, we're able to start during this period. We've been preparing for school opening, where we've been training school teachers on how they can keep on screening, doing daily screening of symptomatic children. And with this, we are aiming, our objective is to make sure that we prevent any outbreak within school settings.
Do these schools have specific materials that are needed in screening?
Screening for schools is so easy and doesn't need much time. It's just one is looking at the symptoms because Mpox is so different from other outbreaks such as COVID, where whenever you have, if you're infected with Mpox, it's easier to identify. So school teachers will be able to identify anyone who will be presenting with symptoms and actually linking that person or child to test and also make sure that they're isolated promptly.
Moving forward, what about the introduce of vaccinations? There are various countries that has initiated the use of vaccinations. Are we likely to see Rwanda receiving and admitting them? And on that, what will be, who will be eligible for Mpox vaccination?
Vaccination is a central within our response plan. And we're aiming to make sure that we will be vaccinating. Our plan is really looking at how we can vaccinate in an approach called ring vaccination. The ring vaccination means we vaccinate high-risk groups, and also at the same time we'll be looking at how we can be vaccinating contacts of cases. So with all these strategic interventions, including education, make sure that we test, we isolate, and also doing ring vaccination, we are really confident that we'll be able to contain the spread within the next 60 days.
Moving forward, as you said, the Mpox virus has types. What are some of the types of Mpox? What type do we have in Rwanda currently?
First of all, that Mpox is caused by a virus. And within this virus, it's a group of viruses that includes smallpox and chickenpox. There are different types of Mpox virus. So actually there are 3 types, including what's grouped into clades. So we have clade 1A, and then we have clade 1B, and then we have clade 2. So looking at the geographical spread of this type of clades, you can see that DRC it has both clade 1A and clade 1B. But we also we're observing an increase of clade 2 in some different countries within especially southern part of Africa, but also the West Africa region.
So what type do we have in Rwanda currently?
So currently, not only just for Rwanda, actually for the region, there's a clade 1B, and this is actually initiated in the place called Kamituga, I've just said, and it spread across the region. And this was mainly being driven by the fact that it's a transmission dynamics around this is still much more linked to sexual intercourse.
So we are speaking about Mpox. Maybe there is someone following us who doesn't know about this virus. Can you briefly remind us of the ways in which Mpox is transmitted and outline its key signs and symptoms?
Mpox is spread especially with a very close contact. And this has been evident that this can be through sexual intercourse, where majority of people who are being infected with the clade 1B is through the sexual intercourse. So this can be either protected or unprotected sexual intercourse. So in addition to that, other mode of transmission, we can say that there's can also possibility of spillover from animals to human. And this especially is within the clade 1A that I've just mentioned, that is also spreading in some provinces within DRC. It's now more even evident that there's also vertical transmission from mothers to children. There's a lot the science behind this. Still, people are looking at how this happens, but there is also evident that there's also vertical transmission from mothers to children.
Coming back a little bit more, what are the signs and symptoms, you did mention them, of Mpox virus?
The symptoms linked to Mpox viruses, actually the main one is a skin rash. Skin rash, it's really itchy, and after that you can have other symptoms including fever and also swollen lymph nodes. So those are the main one, but I think the easiest one is whenever you have symptoms related to skin rash, please seek care and get tested.
What is the message to the population? What do you require from the population while we are facing this virus, and how can they contribute to avoid the spread of the virus?
So I believe community engagement is so important. It's very important, especially looking at how the transmission dynamics with the Mpox. So we do request the public to make sure that whenever they have symptoms, to seek care. That's one. Two, as you're opening schools, also parents should also consider doing kind of quick screening, quick check if their children have any of the symptoms, and at least link them to tests and then isolate them, rather than sending sick children to schools.
Currently, how many people are suffering from this virus, and how are they doing?
So far, we still have 4 cases that have been confirmed as of today. And actually 3 of them they've covered, and one is still under isolation. We have tried to follow up and make sure that he get healed as soon as possible.
One last question before we sum up our interview. How long does it take for someone to get healed from the Mpox virus?
Mostly it's between 2 to 4 weeks. That's how long it takes. So, but with the cases, we actually do test after 3 weeks and see if this just clear the virus. But over time, it always takes 4 weeks to actually be confident that you have cleared the virus.
Dr. Edson Rwagasore, Division Manager for Public Health Surveillance and Emergency Preparedness and Response at RBC, thank you for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you.